It's not for the dreamers who long for easy victories or for those who crumble when life bares its teeth. No, it's for the ones who understand that to survive, to win, means enduring torment that strips the soul bare, holding on with bloody fingers when the world would rather see them fall. It's a relentless war against weakness, a refusal to let pain have the last word. Perseverance doesn't whisper, it roars. You think it's about strength, about never wavering. But strength without suffering is a hollow weapon, and perseverance demands more. It wants the broken parts of you, the pieces you thought you buried, resurrected and reshaped into something monstrous and unyielding. It's about breaking over and finding, to your horror and delight, that you have not shattered. No, you have become something else, something twisted yet powerful. Because perseverance doesn't care about who you used to be. It makes a new creature of you, something unrecognizable and fierce. Pain has always been the great teacher, the cruel instructor that forges champions from the ashes of the fallen. Perseverance means making pain your tutor, your constant companion. It means learning to dance with agony, to turn suffering into a rhythm that keeps you moving when others have long given up. The world is filled with the broken, the defeated, the ones who begged for the pain to stop. But the masters of perseverance learn to relish the ache, to use it, to let it fuel their drive. Pain is a gift, if you know how to use it. The weak talk of rest, of balance, of knowing when to stop. Perseverance scoffs at such luxuries. There is no rest for those who wish to conquer. Rest is for those who accept defeat, who let comfort dull their edge. But for the ones who crave more, who long to taste victory even if it means crawling through hell to get there, rest is the enemy. Sleep, comfort, weaknesses to be conquered, indulgences to be burned away. Perseverance doesn't ask for respite. It demands the soul to keep fighting, to keep pushing until even death itself is forced to admire the tenacity, humor in this kind of darkness. Oh, there's humor, but it's not the kind that comforts. It's the laughter of someone who has seen the edge and knows it by name. It's the smirk you wear when the world throws its worst at you, and you're still standing, still grinning, because perseverance has made you invincible in your suffering. The masters of perseverance have a certain madness, a gleam in the eye that tells you they are not afraid. They have fought battles you cannot imagine, and they have learned to find humor in the chaos, a cruel joy in surviving. Adversity is a friend dressed as an enemy. It comes to test, to tear apart, to mock your ambitions. But perseverance looks adversity in the eye and laughs. Every obstacle, every defeat is a chance to prove that you are not ordinary. Adversity sharpens, hones, transforms. Without it, perseverance would have nothing to devour. So when adversity comes, the strong do not tremble. They rise, hungry for the fight, eager to show the world that no mountain, no storm, no enemy can break them. The art of perseverance is painted in scars, each one a badge of victory. Some call it stubbornness, an unwillingness to let go, to know when enough is enough. But perseverance doesn't recognize limits. It doesn't understand surrender. To master perseverance is to banish the word quit from your vocabulary, to know that victory belongs not to the strongest or the fastest, but to those who never give up. It's a grim determination, an iron will that refuses to bend, a war waged not just against the world but against the self. The mind will beg for peace, the body will scream for rest, but the soul keeps marching. The darkness is an old adversary, a place where most lose their way, where hope flickers and dies, but perseverance is a light that never goes out. It doesn't illuminate, it burns, a fire that cuts through the shadows. The darkness tries to snuff it out, to whisper that it's hopeless, that the fight is over. But those who master perseverance know that darkness is just another test. They march into it, carrying their fire, unafraid, because when you learn to light your own way, no shadow can swallow you whole. You become a force that even the night respects. Victory is a mistress who only entertains the worthy. She has no patience for the faint-hearted, for those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. She courts only those who have paid for her with blood, sweat, and unrelenting willpower. Perseverance is the key that unlocks her favor, the currency that buys her attention. The masters of perseverance do not hope for victory. They demand it. They know she cannot resist those who have fought hardest, who have sacrificed everything. Failure, a word that drips with disappointment, carrying the weight of dreams crushed and hopes broken. Yet the most sinister aspect of failure is how it seduces you into surrender just when victory lies within reach. Most who taste failure have no idea how close they were to triumph. They walk away broken, never realizing that a single step more, one last push, would have shattered the barrier between them and glory. It's the ultimate cruelty, isn't it? To suffer, to bleed, to struggle, and then abandon everything. With success just around the corner, laughing at how easily hope can be stolen. The world is full of ghosts, specters of those who gave up too soon. They haunt the places where they almost succeeded, trapped forever in the purgatory of what could have been. They were warriors who fought hard but lacked the endurance to finish the battle. They let doubt win, let exhaustion whisper that they had reached their limits. But limits are illusions, constructs of the mind designed to shackle the bold. The truly powerful know that there is always a reserve of strength hidden beneath the surface, a well of willpower waiting to be tapped. The difference between greatness and regret is often just one more attempt. It's tragic, really, how the human mind sabotages itself. It craves comfort and escape from suffering. It whispers that the fight is too long, the struggle too harsh. Giving up feels like relief, a warm embrace that promises an end to the pain. But that relief is a poison, and it kills the chance at greatness. The pain of quitting is eternal, a wound that never heals. The masters of perseverance are those who understand that suffering is temporary, but victory is forever. They push through even when their bodies are broken, even when their spirits are frayed, because they know that giving up is the only real defeat. People like to blame fate, to say that success was never meant to be theirs. They whisper of bad luck and unfair circumstances, trying to justify their surrender. But fate is nothing more than an excuse used by those who lacked the will to endure. Success is not handed out, it is seized. It bows only to those who refuse to let go, who grind forward even when hope is a distant memory. The world respects the relentless, the ones who spit in the face of adversity and keep marching. But most people never learn this. They give up just before the world breaks in their favor, forever cursed to wonder what might have been. The abyss of regret is deep and unending. It consumes those who could have been legends, those who let comfort seduce them away from their path. But for the ones who continue despite the odds, despite the endless failures, there is a different story waiting to be written. The world will try to beat them down, to make them forget why they began the journey. It will throw every obstacle in their way, testing to see if they have the resolve to make it. Only those who never surrender, who spit out the blood and keep fighting, are rewarded. Only they get to see what lies on the other side of defeat. There is a dark humor in knowing that success often hides behind the final moments of despair. The world plays this cruel joke on the dreamers, making them suffer until they are ready to collapse, then placing victory just out of reach. It's a game designed to separate the weak from the strong, the committed from the wishful thinkers. The ones who pass the test, who refuse to break no matter how dire the struggle becomes, are the ones who change the world. But those who let exhaustion and doubt win are left to rot in mediocrity, their potential buried with their abandoned dreams. People talk of dreams as if they are fragile things, delicate and easily shattered. But real dreams are forged in fire, built to endure storms and withstand endless nights of doubt. The world does not hand out greatness to those who are easily discouraged. It is reserved for those who have bled, cried, and clawed their way forward when everything seemed lost. Those who fail are often those who let temporary pain blind them to the possibility of permanent triumph. The darkness is where dreams either die or are reborn, and it is up to the dreamer to decide which it will be. Regret is the monster that comes for those who gave up, who let go when they should have held on. It devours the soul, whispering of all the chances that were wasted, all the dreams that were abandoned. It never lets go, never offers peace, but perseverance is the armor that protects against this monster. It is the force that says, "Not yet," even when everything hurts, even when the world seems determined to crush you. It is the voice that refuses to surrender, the will that defies defeat. Those who persevere know that every moment of pain is worth it, that every scar is a badge of honor. The mind is a battlefield, a place where the war between hope and despair is fought daily. Difficulty, it's a word that sends shivers down the spine of the weak, but to a man of character, it carries a special allure. There is an undeniable attractiveness in struggle, a dark seduction that only the strongest understand. It is in difficulty that true potential is revealed. Without it, power remains dormant, a rusting blade hidden away in a forgotten chest. Ease and comfort breed mediocrity. They lull the soul into softness, weakening what could have been an unstoppable force. But difficulty, it's the fire that tempers steel, the storm that shapes the warrior. The man who craves this trial is not reckless. He is desperate to know what he truly is. Challenges are not curses, they are invitations to rise above. The world will always throw obstacles in the path of those who dare to dream. But a man of character does not see these as misfortunes. He recognizes them as opportunities, as chances to transcend his limitations. Each difficulty faced is a step closer to unlocking something extraordinary. Those who shy away from hardship never experience this awakening. They rot in comfort, unaware that every ignored challenge was a chance to transform, to rise, to become something magnificent. The man who craves difficulty is the man who will one day rule over those who ran from it. There's a certain darkness in embracing hardship, a thrill in walking straight into the storm instead of seeking shelter. Most run, hiding from the chaos, begging for safety. But safety is a lie sold to the fearful, a cage disguised as a sanctuary. A man of character knows this. He strides into difficulty, not because he's unafraid, but because he's hungry for what lies on the other side. Fear is fuel, pain a sharpening stone. He revels in the struggle, knowing that every wound, every scar is a mark of progress, a testament to the war he has chosen to wage. Potential is a fragile thing, a seed that will never bloom in the soil of comfort. It needs adversity, the crushing weight of difficulty, to force it to grow. The man who understands this becomes an architect of his own trials, seeking out the hardest paths, the harshest tests. He does not pray for an easy life, he prays for strength, for the opportunity to face what others run from. Difficulty is a necessary evil, the shadow gatekeeper to greatness. The man of character does not see difficulty as an enemy, he sees it as a worthy adversary, one he must conquer to become whole. But this kind of life is not for everyone. The world is full of those who play it safe, who whisper about luck and fate, while avoiding any struggle that could cause them to break. These people will never understand the man who thrives in chaos, who finds a twisted joy in the challenge. They will call him mad, reckless, foolish. But their opinions are meaningless to him. He has chosen a different path, one that demands blood, sweat, and endless resolve. His journey is not for applause, it is for the awakening, for the realization of what he could become. There is a monstrous strength that lies dormant in everyone, waiting to be awakened. But that strength does not come gently. It is a beast that only stirs when difficulty strikes, when the soul is pushed to the brink of what it thought was possible. Most people are too terrified to meet that beast, too comfortable to even tempt it. But the man of character knows that his greatest power lies in forcing that beast to the surface. He relishes the struggle, the agony, because he knows that only in these moments of pure challenge does he meet his truest self. It's a dangerous game, one with no guarantees, but it's the only game worth playing. The attraction to difficulty is not a death wish. It is a craving for the ultimate test. It is the thrill of pitting oneself against the impossible, of staring into the void and laughing, knowing that the void does not scare him. Others might see his embrace of struggle as a flaw, but he knows better. Difficulty is his playground, a field where he sharpens his skills, toughens his spirit, and molds himself into something unbreakable. While others wait for easy victories, he forges himself in the fires of defeat and rises stronger each time. An embodiment of perseverance. Pain becomes a companion, not something to run from, but something to learn from. Every defeat, every setback is another lesson, another tool in his arsenal. He doesn't just endure, he transforms. The agony of failure becomes a melody, a rhythm that drives him forward. Where others would crumble, he thrives because he's made peace with suffering. Difficulty does not weaken him, it energizes him, challenges him to push past limits, to redefine what is possible. The greater the struggle, the greater the reward, and he has made a pact with himself, never to settle for mediocrity. Champions are a breed apart. They aren't satisfied with mediocrity, nor do they flinch in the face of repeated failure. The world doesn't give greatness easily, it's a game of endurance. A brutal match where only those who refuse to lose come out victorious. Champions keep playing, clawing at every chance, every fleeting moment of hope, until they get it right. They don't bow to exhaustion. They don't surrender to frustration. Each mistake is another lesson, another piece of the puzzle they will master, no matter how long it takes. And while others falter, they press on, relentless, driven by something that whispers to them in the dead of night. Failure isn't a monster that frightens champions. It's a dance partner, one that teaches them where their steps faltered. Failure is a blade that carves them into something sharper, more lethal. Each stumble, each fall is a lesson written in pain, a reminder that mastery is earned in sweat and blood. Champions don't ask for a handout from fate, they demand it with every ounce of effort, every drop of perseverance. Their game never truly ends until victory is theirs, until they've molded themselves into the embodiment of resilience. Lesser souls quit. Champions learn and adapt. The average person gives up when things get hard, whispering to themselves that some battles aren't worth the fight. But champions are cut from a different cloth, forged in a different fire. They don't settle and they don't walk away. They know that to stop is to lose, to turn back is to betray the fire in their veins. Giving up is a disease they have no taste for. The only way forward is to keep playing, keep pushing until perfection isn't just a dream, but a reality they've crafted with their own two hands. Every struggle is just another step on the path to victory, even when darkness closes in. When hope feels like a distant memory, champions dig deeper. They find reserves of strength hidden beneath layers of pain and doubt. They press forward with a madness that others can't understand. It's not about talent or luck. It's about refusing to accept anything less than mastery. They embrace the grind, the agony, the nights of endless effort when everyone else has gone home. While the world sleeps, champions rise because they understand one simple thing. Greatness is a reward for those who refuse to give up, for those who keep fighting even when the battle seems lost. The path of a champion is lonely. Friends and family might watch from the sidelines, offering words of comfort or warnings to slow down, to rest. But champions have no time for comfort. They walk alone, driven by a vision that burns in their mind. The world might call them obsessed, reckless, even foolish. But the world doesn't understand. It doesn't see the hunger, the all-consuming desire that demands nothing less than total commitment. Champions push forward, deaf to the doubts of others, blind to anything but the goal ahead. The price of greatness is steep, but champions pay it without hesitation. Mistakes are not curses, they are gifts. Each error, each misstep is another chance to get it right, to grow sharper, faster, better. Champions savor these chances, using every setback as a springboard to something greater. They don't fear getting it wrong, they fear giving up before getting it right. The repetition, the grind, the endless cycle of trying and failing is a crucible that forges something indestructible. Champions don't just survive the process, they are transformed by it, becoming beings of unyielding willpower. Every mistake is a rung on the ladder to success, and champions climb until there are no more heights left to conquer. Obsession is often seen as a flaw, but for champions it's a necessary fuel. They are not satisfied with being good enough, not content with almost winning. Almost is a word that disgusts them, a taste they spit out. They aim for mastery, for that perfect moment when everything aligns, and they know they have given it all. Their pursuit is relentless, an unending hunger that drives them forward. They practice in the shadows, when no one is watching, honing their craft until it becomes an extension of who they are. Champions don't stop when they're tired, they stop when they've achieved greatness. The shadows are where champions are made. In those moments when quitting seems like the easy way out, champions find their truest selves. They don't just endure difficulty, they thrive in it. They laugh at pain, scoff at fatigue, because they know that every ounce of suffering is molding them into something invincible. Perseverance is more than a skill. It is a way of life, a creed that champions live by. They play, they struggle, they bleed, and they rise, because for them, the game never ends until victory is theirs.